Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at a letter, okay, which was written by interim editor-in-chief or some big shot, okay. In a company there is a big shot, and that big shot really wants to leave this company and go to some other company because there is a passion that is calling her, okay, that she really wants to move from company A to company B. Now what she would do to be very communicative, or how would she communicate to the entire company or to the entire colleagues that she is really going to move from this company to some other company in the near future. So this letter has, I have come across this letter and I really felt that it was so heartwarming and it was so touching, and it was so impressive, because whenever we write a letter that I really want to resign from this job and I really want to go out of this office because I've got some other better opportunity, or I really want to take a sabbatical, whatever reason it might be, whenever you write a letter, like whenever you and I write a letter, how do we write? It is all that I really want to quit this company because of so and so reason, so please consider my resignation, or so whatever. We are reporting to the senior officials, right? The senior to whom we are reporting. But here a top person like CEO, a person like CEO, a person like what, editor-in-chief, because in the newspaper or in the in the media, you always have an editor-in-chief. That editor-in-chief is like that CEO position, Madri. So how you have in media, it's a very, very, very important position. So that editor-in-chief of a media company called as BuzzFeed. Okay, BuzzFeed is a media company. So you don't have to give so much of importance to what is the company, what was her position, and what did she do, what was her prior employment or previous employment, and to which company she is going to move to. These are not the most important things of today's discussion. Today's discussion is all about a senior official of a company, okay, when she wants to move to some other company and she is writing to her colleagues, she is writing to her juniors, she is writing to the entire, she is writing to the entire team that she is really going to move, okay, she is really going to move to some other company, and she is just sending an email to everyone, okay. And I was really impressed by that email because the English, okay, the way she has written it, it is both casual as well as professional, and it was really nice to read it. And I thought, instead of sharing few words of English like in vocabulary, okay, you really need to know these words and those words, instead of sharing words in particular, I felt that I should share this letter with you, okay, because today in this world nothing is possible without communication, okay. Communication is like the heart of every civilization, be it a technology, be it a software, be it your feelings, be it whatever, okay. You really have to communicate with your partner, with your spouse, with your team, or with your family, with your children, with your parents. Everybody around us, okay, is thriving on communication, and the communication has to be properly made for the person to whom you are intending to tell something. They should understand your feeling, your emotion in the right spirit. So what makes the conversation, or what makes a communication effective? The right words in the right place at the right moment, or in the right manner, or usage of the right words. Everything comes together to form a good conversation or communication, right? So I thought communication, as in this lady, okay, Samantha, she has written a letter, or she has written an email to her entire team. I really want to share this with you. I will read for you. I will tell you what are all the parts which impressed me the most. And I think that even in our daily lives, okay, whether you're an office worker, or you're a student, or you might be a stay-at-home mom, whatever you might be, every day we are required to communicate to our partners or to anybody that is who are around us, right? So to them, when we really want to communicate, we can really follow certain ways of communication, and certain ways of putting words into proper phrases and all that. So I really want to share with you. I will show the screen, okay. Yeah, she is Samantha. she works in a media company, okay, and the media company or the name on the it is BuzzFeed, okay. It is just a tech, it is just a media tech company where news relating to do it yourself or animals or politics or any hot news can be seen in BuzzFeed, okay. BuzzFeed is a very a brimming news feeding like what an app, some website like that, okay. She is working in this company and she is really wanting to move forward to some other company. See the letter she has written, okay, without any further ado we'll go into that. See her letter means in the sense letter is an old format. She has written an email, okay. See the email. Hi everyone, I was so impressed by this, I just can't control it, okay. Hi everyone, I could not be more excited about the changes that Carolina just announced, okay. She says, I could not be more excited. Like, idukku mela ennaal sandoshame pada mudiyadu. See, I'm not telling you that we do not know how to write English and all that. Of course, we know how to write English, okay? But the same emotion, how do you put it in words? If we write the same, if we want to write the same feeling, what would we do? There is no bound for my happiness, okay. I have a boundless happiness, something like that. My excitement has no bounds, something like that we would write. But see, the professional way of writing, I could not be more excited about the changes that Carolina just announced and about us in the sense BuzzFeed team, okay. The entire BuzzFeed team is what she is referring to as us. And about us finally moving into this new phase as a newsroom, okay. We have creative reporters and editors here, okay. Yes, of course, these are all normal things that are bursting with talent and new ideas. See, she is using bursting with talent and new ideas. So two things, one is I could not be more excited, and number two is that bursting with ideas and talents, okay. And she says we have a squad on the business side. See, basically newsroom is all about making content, right? So making content in the sense, okay, I'm the journalist or I'm the anchor, I'm the host, I'm doing some news article and all that. So article or content making is like the primary business of a news media. But then what is called as the business side, what is called as the finance side, those people who make the business really go on a very good financial discipline. So she says we have a squad on the business side committed to getting BuzzFeed news on a path to profitability. And we have in Carolina as a person, okay, she is going to be the new chief executive officer of that company, okay. And she says, and we have in Carolina a dynamic editor-in-chief with a deep understanding of the internet and of the pop culture and what makes us distinct, okay, bolstered by what is soon to be an incredible leadership team starting with Jamila and Brandon. See how she writes, okay. She says that there is a whole new squad. So what we write is there is a whole new team, there is a whole new group, something like that we write. She says there is a squad on the business side that will keep up the profitability, that will keep us reassured on the profitability terms. She says there is a squad on the business side. And then she comes to Carolina, like how do we say, okay, in her I see so much of in her I see so much of talent, like how do we call in her, okay, like that she's writing. And we have in Carolina a dynamic is a person who is not at all stagnant, okay, who keeps updating herself, who is always evolving with new ideas. She says Carolina is a dynamic editor-in-chief with a deep understanding in the sense who has an in-depth knowledge, okay, deep understanding of the internet and pop culture and what makes us distinct, okay. She has better understanding of what makes BuzzFeed very distinct. And she says it is also bolstered is that in addition to this she also possesses this, she's bolstered, strengthened by what, okay, she is also strengthened by what is soon to be an incredible leadership team, because this leadership team is going to be combined with Jamila and Brandon, okay. And then she says as recently as a couple of weeks ago, okay, இப்பதான் 2 வாரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி, just 2 weeks ago, how would we call? Just 2 weeks back is what we would write. She says, as recently as a couple weeks ago. Couple weeks is also correct. Couple of weeks is also correct. Okay, couple of weeks will come under Britain English, and couple weeks ago comes under American English, because they always follow something. Okay, so as recently as a couple weeks ago, she writes, I was planning to be here only. As recently as couple weeks ago, I was planning to be here for this new phase of BuzzFeed News only, which I truly think. See how she says, as recently as 2 weeks ago, okay, I was planning to be here for the next phase of News Buzz, which I truly think will be the most fun this newsroom has gotten to have in the long time. இது வரைக்கும் இல்லாம ரொம்ப நாள் இல்லாத ஒரு ஃபன் வந்து நம்ம நியூஸ் ரூம்ல இப்பதான் இருக்க போகுது. அதான் நான் நம்பி இருந்தேன். That is, I truly think, I truly think will be the most fun this newsroom has gotten to have in a long time. While also continuing, of course, fun is not the most important part, right? If you're having so much of fun and if you're not making profit, that's no use. And she is very, very, very careful in writing. And she says, as recently as couple weeks ago, I was planning to be here for this next phase of BuzzFeed News, which I truly think will be the most fun this newsroom has ever gotten into in a long time, while also continuing to produce great journalism that gets attention and impact. If you get attention and there is no impact created because of your news, there is no use at all. Okay, and your news has so much of impact, but it is not reaching so much of attention, then that is also a problem. She says, while also continuing to produce great journalism that gets attention as well as impact. Okay, and then she writes, okay, first of all, she has quoted that even as recently as 2 weeks, as recently as couple weeks ago, I was planning to be here only, which I truly think which will bring so much of fun, okay, in the newsroom in a very long time. Okay, in the long time. And then she also write that, but நான் என்ன செய்யறது, but in a twist of fate, விதியோட விளையாட்டால, but in a twist of fate, befitting a rom-com, எந்த வகையிலையும் வந்து சினிமாக்கு குறைச்சலே கிடையாது. It was like befitting a rom-com, romantic comedy மாதிரி. Okay, but in a twist of fate, befitting a befittingனா it's like it will fit to be a movie. அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு scene, it's befitting a rom-com. I recently ended up landing my dream job. I recently ended up landing my dream job. Ended up landing a dream job, and it felt like an opportunity I just had to take. And it felt like there is no reason. She just feels that she has to take that opportunity, and she's mentioning that here very clearly. She says that I recently ended up landing my dream job, and it felt like an opportunity that I had to take. And she also writes, so I'm going to stay on. So I'm going to stay on. So I'm going to stay on. எங்க ஸ்டே பண்ண போறாங்க? She is going to stay on the news media through the summer alone. அப்ப இந்த summer வரைக்கும் I will stay with you. அவங்க சொல்றாங்க கரெக்ட்டா. So I am going to stay on. I'm going to stay on through the summer முழுக்க. So I'm going to stay on through the summer to work with Carolina and Jack Riley on plans to reinvest and rebuild this newsroom for long-term sustainability and growth. Okay. And she says, and then I'm going to take a job as the CEO of Ample Hills. This is the new company that she is going to move. Ample Hills is an ice cream company, okay va? Brooklyn based. Brooklyn na, it's a place or a name, Madurai madri, okay? Like it's a Madurai based ice cream company madri, okay? It is a Madurai based ice cream company that I have long been obsessed with. நான் ரொம்ப நாளா அந்த ice cream company மேல பைத்தியம் மாதிரி இருக்கேன். I have long been obsessed with this company. In fact, when I had parting coffee with AG means a person, or person's name AC Salzburger kuda na I had a parting coffee. What do you mean by parting coffee? Parting coffee is the last coffee that you had with a person before moving out of a company. For example, I'm going to move away from company A and I'm going to join company B. Na in company A, if there were a farewell party for me, and in the farewell party I had some coffee with my colleague, that is called as parting coffee. So here she's writing, she's actually, this is an anecdote. She's saying a story for you, short story. What is the story she's saying? Okay, what is the story she's saying? In fact, this is the story. small story she's telling you, okay. In fact, when I had parting coffee with A.G. Sulzberger in 2019, just before leaving the New York Times. See, first she worked in New York Times, that is a newsroom. Number 2, she moved to BuzzFeed. Now third one, she's going to move to the ice cream company as Chief Operations Officer. So she says that, in fact, when I had parting coffee with A.G. Sulzberger, just before leaving the New York Times, when I came to BuzzFeed, I had a parting coffee with the X company or person. So when I had parting coffee with him, he asked me what was next for me. I posited that na avarkitta na enna argue panni sonna appadina. I posited that, or I told that, or I just expressed that perhaps I would try to get a job at Ample Hills because it brings me so much of joy. It brings me so much joy. Avarke confusion ayiducha, bracket la potrukanga, he seemed confused. I'm tickled. Now she tells you that, see, this is the story. Okay, from இந்த இடத்துல இந்த இன்ஃபேக்ட்ல இருந்து இது வரைக்கும், this is a short story she is sharing with the colleagues. In fact, when I had the parting coffee with A.G. Sulzberger in 2019, just before leaving NYT, that is New York Times, and he asked me what was next for me. I posited that perhaps I would try to get a job at Ample Hills because it brings me so much joy. He seemed confused. This is a story she's sharing with us. Sharing with the team. And now she tells us, I'm tickled that I'm getting that opportunity. Tickled na abde goosebumps vara madri, abde romba happy ah irukkuradhu, tickling sensations, like at the bottom of the stomach you have that feeling, and the madri she has that tickling feeling. So she says that I'm tickled that I'm getting that opportunity now and eager to learn a totally new industry. Because imagine, where is a newsroom industry, there is a news reporter, being a news reporter or editor in chief or in the media, and where is this ice cream company? It is in the paradoxical world, right? It is completely contrasting industries. So she says, I'm going to learn something completely new. Okay, and then she says, now she comes to every person she has worked with. This is what has impressed me so much. She says, I can honestly say there is no media company I would rather be at right now than BuzzFeed. See, I'm not going away from BuzzFeed to some other media company. Okay, I'm going from BuzzFeed to Ample Hills ice cream company. So don't think that I'm going away from you because you are not good and somebody else is good. Okay, she says that I can honestly say that there is no media company I would rather be at right now. இப்போதைக்கு நான் வேற எந்த மீடியா கம்பெனிக்கு போற அளவுக்கு எனக்கு I don't have any interest at all right now than BuzzFeed. Aside from my genuine enthusiasm for what's to come in this newsroom, I know that in the future this newsroom is going to be brimming with joy, fun and superlative content allam in the newsroom kulla nadakka podu. Adellam tavirthu, aside from my genuine enthusiasm for whatever is going to happen in this newsroom, நான் என்னெல்லாமோ என்ஜாய் பண்ணியிருக்கேன் உங்க கூட. I have also enjoyed working with the executive team here. I have also enjoyed working with executive team here, because newsroom people are those people who are delivering the content, who are creating the content, who are the people who makes content. Those are the production people. But this production, for it to happen properly, you need a finance, you need accounting team. Yes, you need a chief operating officer, you need a chief executive officer, you need an editor, you need a technical officer, you need a chief relationship officer, you need chief management officer, you need lots and lots of officers to take care of the newsroom. So she says, aside from my genuine enthusiasm for what's to come in this newsroom and for whatever fun that is to come in this newsroom, she says, I have also enjoyed working with the executive team. Who are the executives? COO, CEO, CRO, CFO, these are all the executive people. She says, I had a great time working with them. I enjoyed working with them. I've gotten to work closely with, now she is coming to every single person. She says, I've gotten to work closely with Jonah over the past couple of months, in particular last 2 மாசத்துல Jonah கூட ரொம்ப க்ளோஸா ஒர்க் பண்ணேன், and I've been impressed and heartened. அப்படியே நான் நெகிழ்ந்து போயிட்டேன் by my heartening. Disheartened னா I did not like ன்னு அர்த்தம், heartening na nehilundu poradunu artham. So she says, in the past couple months in particular, I've been impressed and heartened to see up close What a creative, visionary and deeply reasonable person. She says she is a creative visionary, and now she is giving lots of credits to Jonah. She says, I had a good time with Jonah. I worked closely with her for the past couple of months. And she says, and she's listing out her credit. She's listing out Jonah's specialities now. She says she's a creative visionary and she is a deeply reasonable person. I mean, that person, who is it? Jonah is a boy. I'm sorry, Jonah is a man. Okay. She says creative visionary, reasonable person, and he deeply believes in the work that the newsroom is doing and the good that it brings to society. Now Jonah is over. Next she comes to CFO Felicia. She says, our CFO Felicia is a badass, trailblazing woman. What is this badass kind of thing? Cool thing, love a badass. She's a badass girl. அதுக்கப்புறம் trailblazing. What is this trailblazing அப்படின்னா, trail, what is a trail? நடைபாதையில் வழியை கிரியேட் பண்ணுறது. Audit trail we used to read. Trail is like creating some mark on the road. Trail. So trailblazing na, the person who creates the new trail, the person who is innovative, the person who is going to be the leader, the person who is going to be dominant over the others to bring up their ideas and be innovative and very, very, very how do you call rise against the odds. So she says Felicia is a badass, trailblazing woman who loves this newsroom and has put a ton of thought and energy into how to set us up for long-term financial success. She knows, see, because she is a chief financial officer, what Samantha has said abina, Felicia is a badass, trailblazing woman who loves this newsroom and has put a ton of thought and energy into how to set us up. How to set us up for a long-term financial viability and success. Now she has finished Felicia. Next she is coming to CRO and COO. There is maybe chief relationship officer or chief operating officer. She comes now. Our new CRO and COO, Edgar and Christian, both come from Complex and have a keen appreciation for the power of premium brand and premium audience. Because these people are chief operations officer and relationship officer, so she says that they have a keen eyes and keen appreciation, and keen means they have a very, very, very in-depth kind of thing. Okay, keen appreciation for the power of premium brand and premium audience. Okay, and have smart ideas about how to grow revenue for BuzzFeed beyond just chasing scale. Beyond just chasing scale, and just how to improve the company, how to grow the company into a big thing, how to make it more famous. Adha muttu paakama, to also bring in the profits, to also bring in revenues, adhum avanga vandu paakranga appdi. And then they say, we've got a new president coming in. See, inge dhaan ungaloda cleverness enakku romba pidichirundhudu. She says we've got a new president, and Samantha doesn't know much about this president. So what she has written, see, we've got a new president coming in. Okay, அவங்க பேர் என்ன, Marcella Martin. Okay, we have got a new president coming in, Marcella Martin, who I got a chance to meet a couple weeks ago. Which means Samantha has met Marcella Martin only a couple weeks ago. And now she tells, and I can tell, will be a smart and experienced champion. She is very, 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 very common. She says, a president, a person who is to be appointed as a president of BuzzFeed must be very smart, and he should possess experience. These are very, very, very common terms you can use for anybody. And she says that since he or she, that Marcella Martin, okay, that person is going to be the president indranala, his hierarchy is on the top, his pecking order is on the top. So she says, president coming in, Marcella Martin, who I got a chance to meet a couple weeks ago, and I can tell will be a smart and experienced champion for us at the highest levels. Namakana or champion, and he is an experienced champion for us at the highest levels. And finally she is writing, and Carol, our chief communications officer. A communications officer is the warmest, most lovely human being I've ever had the pleasure of working with. She says the most warm, okay, most lovely human. So this kind of description is for communications officer, not for president. For president, she wrote what she has written, smart, experienced champion in the highest levels. And for communications officer, she is writing warm-hearted, kind, most lovely human being. Okay, most lovely human being I've had the pleasure of working with. Okay, and she writes, I say all of this, to underscore highlight pandran. What do you mean by underscore? When you're reading something and you find it's very important point, you just underline it. That underlining is called as underscoring, scoring. Okay, so she says, I say all of this for what? I say all of this to underscore that I'm not leaving this company due to lack of faith in the future of BuzzFeed. Okay, I leave. Okay, or the future of this newsroom will be not good. No, I'm not leaving because of that, or because of the company, or because of the leadership. Maybe no, I'm not leaving because of all these things. In fact, I leave brimming with it. I leave brimming with it because I'm full of BuzzFeed. Brimming is like overflowing. So brimming with joy, brimming with tears in eyes, something like that. So brimming with so much of energy. So she says, in fact, I leave brimming with it. I take so much of BuzzFeed within me. She says, I leave brimming with it, and she definitely includes this paragraph to tell the colleagues that she's not moving out of BuzzFeed because she has a lack of faith in the team or in the company or in the future of the company or in the leadership role, anything. In fact, she's leaving with so much of brimming. Okay, and then she writes, nor am I turning my back to the media. Like I'm not leaving BuzzFeed because it's not going to do well. That is one part. Second, she says that it's not like I will never come back to the media industry at all. I will definitely come back to the media industry after having a taste of success in the ice cream company. That is what she is mentioning here. Nor am I turning my back on media for good. Media for good. Like, are you turning your back for me? Are you turning your back on media for good? Apna enna therma artham? ஒரேடியா விட்டுட்டு போறியா, இனிமே வரவே மாட்டியா? Like, for example, when a girl is getting married and leaves the mother's place to go to the in-laws place, she's getting married, okay, and she's going out of the house. That is okay. But when a daughter is fighting with mother and she goes away from the house, she's going away for good. That means that it's not a good situation. Okay. And that is why she's mentioning, nor am I turning my back on media for good. I will definitely return. She says, I love the idea of someday returning with newfound ice cream perspective. I am so far a person in the media, so I'm going to learn so much about the ice cream. And with the newfound ice cream perspective, if I come and see the media industry, there would be a lot for me to contribute. She says, maybe that is just what the new business needs, but no one has ever taken the strange career path to get us there. Finally, she says, it's not goodbye yet. I'm here through the summer. It's not goodbye yet. I'm here through the summer. But I wanted to be transparent about my plans as we chart the future for BuzzFeed News. Okay, I'm around if you want to talk more. She says, I'm around if you want to talk more, or just gush about the ice creams. Gushing is like flowing, overflowing, coming out of your control. It's like if there is a cut and the blood gushes out. Gushing is like overflowing with energy. She says, if you want to talk more, please do come to me. I'm around. I'm around in the sense I'm here in the office. I'm around. Okay, I'm here. And she says to gush about ice cream, best Sam அப்படின்னு போட்டுட்டு கீழே அழகா she made some that ice cream emoji எல்லாம் போட்டு she has finished the email. I think this might have been very educative, more entertaining also, because this letter has impressed me so much. Whatever content I'm trying to bring it to you, I always see to that whether that content has touched me. Okay, basically touched my brain, touched my heart, and only if it touches me, I just reciprocate that to you. When I read a content and that doesn't touch me, even though it's a multi-million-dollar business success or business failure, I don't take it to my audience. Okay, because I truly feel that when a content really touches me, it will touch the audience, because that kind of instinct I really have. I don't want to waste your time at all, because every minute is so precious, and if you give your 5-minute time to me, then I really want to do a greater justice to you. And that is why I have brought to you this amazing letter that's been written by the editor-in-chief of BuzzFeed before she was moving to the Ample Hills Creamery. That's a ice cream company in Brooklyn. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do put a comment on appreciation or for the improvisations that you definitely like to tell me. And also I would like to tell you, please do share and subscribe. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this content making so much. Okay, I really do. Have a great day. Have a great day. Nice day.